All right, so this is just in. I just saw this on Blade Tech. This skate looks very exciting. I asked the person, this is a prototype skate. I asked the designer a few questions. He said he couldn't really answer anything particular for now because they're so far just working on this prototype. But I wanted to just to have a look at the pictures, and since we didn't get answers, we are going to speculate. All right, so this is the AERO KY-1 skate. It's a complete skate. I'm absolutely stunned by this. It is very interesting that it's a carbon boot, partially exposed. Well, it's mostly exposed, but I really like the idea that there's a protector. This must be some kind of rubber on the toe box, and there is some kind of plastic or rubber on the heel. I would recommend this person to have protectors here around the cuff bolt, and it has a protector for the cuff strap. But I would definitely, they should definitely have some kind of protection here in this area, just below the cuff protector, cuff bolt protector. I'm going to show you the pictures quickly, then we could come back and go into every little single detail. I really like the color scheme. I know this is just a prototype skate, but it's pretty cool. It's this free colorway. It's black carbon, orange, and white, and it has these straps with the gray, orange, and black and white camouflage pattern. All right, so let's get into the details. So as I mentioned, I really like the mostly exposed carbon with certain areas protected. I would put some kind of more protection, something, even if it's just something that is glued on, something here on the cuffs where the cuff protrudes here in the back. You get mostly in this area um, that is prone to damage and abrasion. Alright, so there are some problems with the translation. The original is Spanish. I'm going to run through the details. It says it's a hybrid. Well, it's not a skateboard, it's just a translation error. It's an inline skate. It's an all around street skate park and urban skate with a carbon shell, carbon cuff, aluminum frames that is intended for flat use. So it's a glass reinforced nylon frame place. This is really cool. I made something similar recently, not with aluminum frames, but definitely I'm going to show you what I made recently that is somewhat similar. Sole plate, it says it's going to be UHMW machine, so it's P1000, which is really cool. Customizable memory foam liner, custom leather straps, tip and heel. I'm not sure what it means by tip. Tip with shock protection. Could be, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's tip with shock protection, but let's move on. So there aren't many details out about this skate. I'm going to speculate around the end of this video about pricing. I wouldn't say it's the prettiest silhouette or the prettiest skate that I've ever seen. It's definitely very technical, technological. It's quite simple, quite functional looking. All right, let's get into the frame. So this must be some kind of aluminum extrusion with anodized. I would guess it's anodized paint. So this is not something that is just painted on with a spray can or a compressor. I think anodized paint sticks much better because it is done through an electric process, so it sticks much better into the outer layer of the aluminium. I really like this idea. I had something in mind for quite a long time, but I'm definitely not the person who wants to skate aluminium frames. I like the aluminium plates. As for the groove, it's quite deep. I never really used something that is this deep. I think the Cultic, I think it's called Cultic V2s. Never really tried those. Those Cultic flat frames have a very somewhat similar deep groove. I'm not sure how this how, how this would protect on ledges from wheel bite. I'm not really the biggest flat skater, but you must already know that. So I'm quite excited about these frames. Maybe these frames are not for me, but this would probably a frame that I would own. I wouldn't use very often, but I would definitely love to own them. Let's move on to the sole plates. So these are machined UHMW sole plates. It's quite simple, quite generic looking. I want to show you how it looks from the bottom. There's a quite generous negative. It has um, some freestyle capability. You know, for I'm not sure. I always confuse them. Is it rough or tough? I can never recall rough or tough grind. Which one's which? So it has this very cool, almost square off heel on the positive side. It has AERO machined in. I would have went for a lot more recessed areas to keep it even lighter. Lacing, it has this fast lacing. I think this could be a bit more prone to damage, but it's probably a conscious choice over just the regular eyelets. Also, someone could convert this into regular eyelets if he or she wants to. There's a bunch of things that we could speculate at how flexible this cuff is going to be. I'm overall quite happy how it looks. Looks very technical. Not very. I would say it's overly over engineered. As for the liners, well, it's really hard to talk about liners because liners are always a mostly feel thing. You care less about how they look. You care more about how they feel, how they hold your feet. Quite really nice V cut in the back of the cuff and on the liner as well. All right, so let's get into some speculation about, well, what matters to me is how much does it weigh, because I don't think this is going to be some entry level price point skate. I think the boot itself is going to be super light because you don't have skin, just a few parts, a few areas that are covered and protected. So I'm going to guess the weight in my size, so it's around the 45-46 range, with a sole plate that I'm familiar with, because I'm not familiar with this sole plate. This sole plate, as it looks, I would estimate the weight around 400 grams, but my frames are around 300, 315. So this boot with an intuition liner, with my sole plate or whatever sole plate I have, carbons or whatever adapter UHMW, I would guess this boot would be about a 150 to 200 grams lighter than, let's say, my USD carbons. So it would be around 1000 grams as boot only. So it's intuition liner, a boot, and not this plate, but with one of my own plates. That's quite a huge weight saving. Let's get into the price, because this doesn't look cheap. So let's just think about Icon AG10 that has a carbon boot, a carbon cuff, and the premium liner. This is going to be something similar, but you see a complete skate. I would estimate the complete skate is going to be around at least 800 euros as complete, at least. So I think it's going to be around 800 euros to, let's say, 1000 euros, which is not that much of a crazy price if you think about it, how much engineering, machining, you get custom sole plates, and this seems like something very niche, very high end, very professional. All right, so let's look at Leo's profile, because this doesn't really seem like it's just some kind of vaporware. He has injection molds on his Facebook profile. Leo Lopez. We just changed a couple messages about half an hour ago, because I wanted to cover the skate as soon as possible. Unfortunately, he didn't really answer any of my questions. I only asked him about is he planning to mass produce these skates, approximately what kind of price range we are looking at. I know it's just very basic questions, and he said he couldn't really answer these questions just yet because they're still working on the prototypes. Well, this is the easy part, I'm assuming, making straps. And this is the difficult part, making injection tools. All right, so I'm not gonna go into um and, uh, and go into more pictures. Check out Leo's profile. I think he's definitely on Instagram as well. He doesn't speak English. We spoke in translated Spanish, so I wrote to him in translated Spanish. Check out AERO Skates. Check out Leo's profile. Follow him. This is very interesting. I hope this is not just vaporware. I really wish him the best, and I would definitely buy this skate if it's in that um approximated price range of, let's say, 700 to 1,100 euros, because this is definitely something high end where you could tell that nothing is cheap or basic or overly mass manufactured on these skates. So guys, thanks for watching. This was a very quick take on something that just came up. Hope you have a good one.